Hey you guys, Killing86, aka Raymond, welcome. Well guys, that was a crazy video that we've seen. A devil aside. You know, I find that a little unusual with the fact that, what just happened, because it brings back a lot of memories from 2016 to 2019. So that tells me that this has been going on for 3 years, which I find a little unusual. Well, if you guys have seen my video, I'm sure you saw that part where he actually was at VidCon after the Crisis series was done. He said, wow, I feel like somewhere in a different universe I'm having an identity crisis, and then we saw that. Now, let's talk about that video because, a lot of people say that this is the end of The Devil Inside, which I want to believe it, but sometimes I don't want to believe it. Because I really don't want to miss. I don't want it to end for Isaac. Because although we've seen my virtual escape, and let me tell you guys, that was a cool series. But The Devil Inside has always been my favorite, and a lot of stuff has happened from the beginning. I'm sure you guys remember back on The Devil Inside, a snap out of it, where he talked to Jesse and says, "Why do you snap?" Is because I feel like I don't think anybody would like. I do that because nobody wants to know the real Jesse. Nobody wants to know the real me. They love the characters a lot more. And the wizard asked him the ultimate question. So you think everybody loves the characters? Well, let me ask you something. Do they love you? Or, and put it this way, Jess, do you love yourself? Why is it that you have to always hide behind these characters? And you don't want them to see the real you. And let's talk about that because right here, guys, let's talk about what just happened here.
The hell? Hey, sorry about that. It's just me, Tony Trevorelli. I just wanted to have a few words with you before you do something stupid.
See?
Hey, buddy. So me and the other characters were thinking, you gotta stop. Like, I act like an asshole too, but you're going a little too far, Jesse. I had the courtesy of staying in close proximity to the thing that's kind of depressing you. It's in the back of your brain, and it's driving you crazy. It's not hilarious.
Well, guys, out of all the characters that we've seen, it's weird how Tony Trevorelli was the one that like you said, stays in close proximity with the darkness that was there, which was the devil himself. And you guys remembered, I think we all remembered exactly what happened at that certain point where Jesse did the final snap.
Don't really want to hear it coming from you right now. Don't do that! The hell? How the hell am I in here right now? Hello? Who the fuck are you? You let me out of here.
See?
I am the real Jesse Ridgway. Hey! Hey! Get me the fuck out of here!
Now, guys, isn't that a little strange how that happened? As Jesse snapped himself, he snapped one last time with Tony Trevorelli there. Somehow they switched places, and we've seen the devil himself, which was Isaac the whole time. But the one thing I find unusual was how it happened with the newest video, The Devil Aside. Now, we've seen how Jesse was starting a new journey. Got rid of the necklace. And I have a feeling that he'll find that necklace soon because the necklace always comes back. I'm sure you guys remember that a long time ago. Do you remember when he got rid of the devil by shooting him in the head and also snapping him and he became the gems again? But now, at that certain point where he actually got rid of the necklace, somehow the dad was the one who wore it the whole time. And he said, I can't take it anymore. Isn't that a little unusual on the fact that these two were actually getting affiliated, what do we call it? I'm sorry. We're getting drawing that energy from that necklace the whole time. Because after when my virtual escape was over, he actually attacked Jesse and said, you killed my son, which was Isaac the whole time. And also Psycho Kid. He grabbed the necklace and threw it in the ocean, which I found that was crazy. But at the end, on the video, the return of Mcjuggernuggets, we saw how he actually said goodbye to Isaac, and Isaac said, "Here, I want you to you told me to give this to you." It was the necklace again, and he says, "No, I don't want it. All it brings is bad luck." And he said, "Well, you're gonna need it because you said you're gonna be depressed when I'm gone," and he doesn't want it. Now, in the beginning of January 2019, we actually seen him in Pennsylvania with Korn and was able to find the necklace. We saw him become Isaac, and then he became Psycho Kid again, and just snapped back into the devil again. And he was back. So after all those times, with all that happening, we seen him get a house, we seen him find the bag of money, we seen him do a lot of crazy stuff, and after that, got a new cameraman based on what the devil happened. And after when the devil actually tried to snap people into doing what they want, like Karen and Korn, he was losing his powers. And now Jesse was in control. He wants to be back to the way it was. He wants to tell the stories in his own way now. And that's why, as you can see, that symbolizes that this is Jesse Ridgway White now starting a new journey. Wearing his Storyfire hat and his Storyfire shirt, everything. And he said he's going to go on a journey to get all the creators together, to band together to make Storyfire more lit than it was before. But the one thing I find a little crazy was what happened here. So let's look back and see what happened here. Now, guys, we see Jesse actually looking at the devil right now, and you can see that he's wearing the necklace again. But listen to what he had to say.
Just as I planned. Farewell, Jesse. See you soon.
Now, isn't that a little unusual? Because the way that it's like it was more of the opposite. We've seen how Jesse was able to, when he snapped, he was in the mirror, and who was on the other side, which was Isaac. We all knew he was able to walk away, and Jesse was still trapped in the mirror. Now it's opposite. Now we see Jesse able to walk away, and the devil was still in that mirror. So he's gone now. But the way he said, just like I planned, and he said, "See you soon." So, but a lot of people are stating that this is the end of The Devil Inside. Speaking of The Devil Inside, I'm sure you guys have seen the playlist of all the actual stuff that happened within The Devil Inside. I'm sure you guys have seen the new playlist. Give me one sec. I'm going to show you that. Let me pause this. Well, guys, here we are. We are at The Devil Inside. This was one of the most pivotal stories that Jesse has ever produced with Isaac. And I'm sure you guys what happened with him and YouTube, that YouTube has deleted most of his videos. And I'll show you. Let's go to here. I'm sure you guys have seen number 15, the deleted video. That was where Mcjuggernuggets is dead prank, where he pretended that he was dead, and his mom found him, and it was all a prank, a bad prank. Now, I don't see why that happened. I mean, it was supposed to be a prank. It's a prank for a reason. But as you guys know, YouTube has actually deleted that video. If you guys want to see the video of that, I have the reaction video to it, and you can see it right there. But that wasn't the only video that was gone. As we go down to this, we've seen him see his house get destroyed. We see how he was asking his brother to do this and that. We saw how he was evolving into Isaac. Now we've seen this one, My Only Escape. That was the video that was gone after the Psycho Family golfing. If you guys want to see that, the video is still out there, but thanks to me, I reacted to it. You can be able to see that on my reaction video, My Only Escape, right there. Now, we've seen how all of it has evolved. We've seen him be able to go back to his world, and we see the new one, the creator. We saw how he was able to influence a lot of people to do bad things, and we've seen how he was able to get rid of all of his characters and leave him one, and that was Isaac. And we lost Psycho Kid. Now, this is where it's finally updated. The return of Mcjuggernuggets was actually the last video that was updated from his playlist. And now, as you guys can see right here, this was actually updated. This was actually updated today. We've seen how he went to VidCon, and what surprised me was I was actually in this video. And here, let me show you. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wrong video.
Socially exhausted easily, but it's been an awesome day. It's really nice to meet you. Testing team.
Now, this was Boogie Wants Me to Come Over. This is the actual video that we were able to see, which I was shocked that I was in this video. I didn't think I was going to be. Well, we see
everyone else.
They're on their way.
They're all waiting. I don't want to be ignorant, so we're going to make our way over there.
Hey, man.
How
you been, man?
Hold on, I just want to...
Finally.
This is King Link right here.
See,
I finally get to meet this dude. He's been doing reaction videos since the dawn of the Psycho series. So to meet you, my friend, means a lot, a great deal to me. So
No, it's an honor meeting you, man.
This is so cool.
I almost gave up doing this a long time ago, back in 2014. But when I saw your series, saw how you never gave up as a Psycho kid, it pushed me to be the best. And I want to thank you for that. It means a lot to me, man.
Now, that was the best moment of my life, guys. Here's the thing, guys. I was in LA for about 3 days, and well, yesterday was the day I came, and that day was my actual day to go to VidCon and go to Disneyland. I was with my brother and his wife. We were on vacation, and I had my vacation there, so I was able to go to VidCon and I could not believe that I was able to meet Jesse Ridgway. And also, I found out that I actually met Nick Regenis.
Second place.
better than last place. That's true.
That's true.
Wait,
Yeah, and also, I actually met Miggs. I only met him for a short time, but then after that I had to leave because I found out that my brother and his wife were actually back from the hotel. They said, okay, we're going to take a nap, and after that we're going to go back. And you're going to be able to come back and go to Disneyland with us? I said, sure. And I had to leave. And then I actually found out that the rest of my Virtual Escape cast members all the cast members were there. I found out Jay Gaines was there. I think, if I remember correctly, Jason was there too. And I was like, oh man. And I found out they were giving away some wristbands for my Virtual Escape and also some clothes. And I was like, damn it, I wish I was there. But I had to go by my schedule. He said that, hey, if there was a time we would have stayed an extra day, you would be able to go back, and I would have been able to be there. And what was sad about it is I was able to meet Brittany Duke, and I found out, and from that video, if you guys be able to see my VidCon video, going to VidCon and meet Mcjuggernuggets, you'll be able to see that I actually met Brittany Duke, and I found out that was the day she actually arrived. But let's go back to the list. So guys, back to the thing. We've seen how he actually added. Oh, whoa! What's this? He actually put the two videos at the same time. Ooh, I better take a picture of that. Let him know that. Well, anyway, we saw how we broke up, and this is where he was spiraling out of control. Seeing how Jeffrey was able to control his bank statements and pertaining to. It got his room pink and everything, and this is where Lance Stewart came along. And we've seen how his life was going down the drain. And we also seen how Boogie was able to torment him and try to eat him and everything else with that prank. And also we've seen the psychic fortune telling. We saw how things were going bad for the worst. He was kicked out. He was pretending that he was in LA, worked some stuff, and he was actually at Kid Behind the Camera's house to try to get away from it all. Then we've seen my Virtual Escape reunion, where we seen the whole show. I wish I was there because I would have gotten those goggles and some props. But after that, we've seen Swift ask for his job back. We saw how everything was going downhill. He had to keep it a secret. And after that, he accidentally jumped out of the RV, and they were all homeless. And Swift was able to prank them on that, and Big Brother tried to help him, but no. But then there's the eviction notice. We've seen how that went down. We saw how Jeffrey was trying to get back at him, but Swift was making wrong decisions. And he got the graphic novel all set and ready to go. And what sucks was his dad didn't like it, and all of his family members actually liked it, but Aunt Melissa was upset because she wasn't in that many on the pages. We saw how Boogie was able to walk in and enjoy the tour, and everything was getting all messed up. We saw how the new year have started, and we've seen how Korn we were able to see what happened with this. Watch.
I am not the enemy.
Now we see Jesse finding the necklace again, and it suddenly appeared.
You'll see it's all again.
And it's a little unusual, isn't it, guys?
Talking about?
Look, do I know you?
You should. It's Korn. We're in Switzerland right now.
See?
Shit! Korn? You came all the way to Switzerland for me?
Switzerland. We're in Western PA right now.
See?
Korn, come here, man. Dude, is it
Camera?
Oh my, Juggies? Is this Juggies?
Yeah.
Juggies! Nah, I'm gonna have this dude do something else. Yeah, what the heck? Oh!
Now we've seen how the devil was back, and we want to know how that necklace was there. He was back, and now things were going out of control. Now, guys, let's get back to that. Now, after that, we've seen how he was trying to find a place, and he couldn't handle it, so now he was looking at houses. He asked for his dad's signature to get on a credit card. We saw how that didn't go, so he was able to get a credit card without him knowing. So we've seen him act like the devil and told that kid behind the camera he has the let go because that his urn was actually his grandpa's past, and he pretended to break it. We saw how that went well. Then we saw him go to the realtor's office to stay there. And he was looking at houses and houses, and he knew that he couldn't be able to buy a house because with his dad's credit. But he was reluctant on trying to find a house that's a YouTuber house. And he was able to put a house for Muhammad Ali, but instead he got the house that Jeffrey wanted. But then from the video, kicked out of my apartment, we saw how Jesse found a bag of money. Now, all this was in The Devil Inside. Even met Daddy Chill, Tiffany Stewart. We've seen how he stole his dad's car to impress him. They got into an accident. We've seen the $10,000 Battle Royale. We saw how Jason won and Nick lost again for second time. We've seen how his dad owns an ice cream parlor. They moved in. Now, this is the new videos that actually came into this. We've seen how Swift left the channel. We saw how he finds a crashed drone, which was Brian Spitz. We saw the housewarming party, and we saw how the money was gone. We saw how Karen was able to confront him about it, and Korn came back for the actual cameraman competition. And from The Devil's Disciple, we were able to see him choose to be the cameraman. Now here it is right here. Here's all the stuff that has been added in. Which I actually saw. I sent him a tweet on it, and I found out that there was more. I actually found out there was more of this. We've seen how Swift was gone, and he actually passed the torch to Korn. And Korn moved in, and now they were talking about the bag of money. And they found out that someone actually stole the bag of money, and it was none other than Boogie himself. The last two videos were on Storyfire. If you guys want to see that, make sure you download Storyfire because you'll be able to see it. So, and then he saved Karen, and then Transfer Day, and we saw the Mafia come in, and then there it is, the actual Devil Aside. Now, guys, that's the whole list. This is all the list of the Devil Inside. All this was added into it. Now, we've seen how the devil still played a part in the Devil Inside, and that was it. That's when it ended. Man, over 273. Well, it should be 272. But I think Jesse might have accidentally added one of those videos, the Return of Mcjuggernuggets, twice, so I'm going to let him know on that point. But, well, guys, is it over? I want to say it's over, but the way that the devil stated that, he said, this is exactly how I planned it. So he wanted to be in the mirror. And now he said, see you soon. And as you guys may have seen, he actually wore the necklace. So something tells me that the creator might have the necklace again, but I have a feeling that maybe he'll grow in strength soon. And as for Jesse, if you guys may have remembered at the end, he's going to travel the world to gather the creators to make Storyfire the biggest and more lit than it ever was before. So, guys, do I want to believe that The Devil Inside is over? Well, guys, hey, most of you guys were right, and I was wrong. I did want to say this is season 3, but I doubt it. But you guys were actually right. You guys were actually right. It was season 3, and I just didn't want to believe it. I wanted to, but something tells me it was more. I thought it was like a new series, like the Mafia series and everything else. But you guys were right. But overall, guys, we saw how he's actually going to take a break. He's going to go travel the world, but we don't know where he's going. He's going to VidCon. He did state that he'll be there, but Korn will not. So that means, guys, I think he's going to record everything himself, or maybe he's going to get help from somebody else, but you can never tell. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was crazy. It's cool how it says right there, updated today. I'm sure you guys have seen it up there, so that's cool how he updated it. So this is basically, that was season 3 of The Devil Inside, so that's cool. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction from gameplay. Drop some likes if you enjoyed this. Do you guys believe it's over? I think this is just a little setback of what's to come soon. All I know, guys, is that he may have got rid of the devil, and the devil's back in the mirror, and that's where he belongs. That's where he stays. But that mirror is still there. So it's only a matter of time before Jesse will snap his fingers again, and he'll come out. We'll see soon. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, like I always say, stay positive, and I want to believe it's over, but I think it's just begun.